So example number 3 on home insurance. So this person has $40,000 worth of tenants insurance. Okay, so that's a key word there, tenants insurance, $40,000 worth of stuff in the apartment. So if a fire does $6,000 worth of damage to his belongings, how much will the insurance company give him after he pays his deductible? So if the fire makes a $6,000 worth of damage, how much will the insurance company give him after he pays his deductible? Now this one here, they didn't say anything about his deductible, right? So they never mentioned the deductible yet. So we might have two possibilities. So first, he will get, if his deductible is $500. Okay, if his deductible is $500, the insurance company will give him $6,000 damage minus the $500 deductible. It's going to give him $5,500. Okay? Because remember, we have to cover this damage. We have to fix that damage. And to fix that damage, it's going to cost $6,000. Now, who pays it $6,000 to fix the damage? Part of it is the tenant, which is their deductible, $500, and then the remaining will be the insurance. Okay, dollars. Now, if his deductible is $200, okay, because we have either $500 or $200 deductible, the insurance will pay how much? How much will the insurance? $5,800. Right? Yeah. $5,800. Okay. Now, because we're talking about money. Yeah.
I thought with the deductible, you actually you have to pay the money up front, and then they give you the full amount back. So I thought he'd give $200, and then he'd get $6,000 back.
Well,
or do they just deduct the deductible from
yeah,
the
deductible?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So they do the deductible first. Yeah. Because whatever the worth is, you're responsible for some parts of it, and that's what the deductible is, and then the remaining, that would be the insurance company.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Answer your question. Thanks, Calista. Okay, so letter B. If a fire does $50,000 worth of damage to his belongings, how much will the insurance company pay him after his deductible? So for $500 deductible, insurance pays how much? $49,500. So notice that these two, what the tenant pays or covers and what the insurance covers, the total is equal to the worth of the damage, how much it would cost to fix it. And then for $200 deductible, insurance pays $49,800. Now, because we're talking about money here, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of this and getting to the habit of showing the units. So if it's money, make sure you put the dollar sign. In this particular case, you can put .00 for 0 cents, or in this case, because there's 49,800, you can just leave it like that. You don't have to put the .00 cents. Okay. Any questions there? Okay. Take a look at example 4. Walter and Jesse live in 2 houses and are right beside each other. They pay different amounts for their insurance premium. Okay, it says brainstorm reasons why they pay different amounts for their home insurance. Okay, so 2 people live 2 houses side by side. They pay different amounts of insurance premium. Why would they pay differently?
Because their deductibles are different, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, perhaps deductibles are different. So let's write that down, and I'll get to your. So deductibles are different, right? Maybe one person has $500 deductible, the other person has $200. Yeah.
That one person has more valuables in the house than the other.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So one person might need more coverage amount. Okay, so when you're looking at your table, when you're looking at the table, you can think of it, oh, okay, so one person probably has a coverage for $35,000 worth of stuff, and then the other person probably has 40. So that would be a little bit, that's why it's different. Okay, that's another possibility. Any other possibility on why 2 people who are living side by side have different insurance? Yeah, sure.
One person might have standard coverage or whatever, and then the other might have comprehensive.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So one person might have standard and other person has comprehensive. Okay. So this is a really good things to know in terms of insurance. Okay. So if you live in an apartment or if you live in a rental house, it doesn't have to be an apartment, right? It could be a rental house.
I have another one.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to your
Okay.
other one in a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, so these are the different things. Yeah, sure. What's the other one?
Someone might have made a claim before. Would that affect it?
Yeah, another thing. So maybe one person might have a claim, have had a claim, or any discount. Yeah, anything else that you could think of? Why one person pays more, one person pays less? Oh, yeah, so alarm, so maybe they have an alarm. So yeah, so this would be part of the discount. So I'll just put that here. Alarm system. Yeah, that's a good thing. One person has an alarm, probably one person doesn't have. right? What does the alarm have to do with insurance though? Yeah.
Well, I know we had alarms put in for robbery because we had like robbery insurance or whatever. So if someone were to steal something, it'd be easier for them to like figure it out. Or like people would
Deter.
break in.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a deterrent,
Yeah.
right? Deterrent means like when maybe they see there's an alarm in place and it's probably harder to get in there, or it's, you know, you're gonna wake up the people there, or you're gonna get attention from the neighbors and so on. So yeah, good. Anything else? Those are good ones. Right? Yeah. Anything? That's good. We've covered them all pretty much. Let's take a look at the next one. Next examples will explore how an insurance company determines the insurance premium for one of their customers. The company will have a table that shows the premium for different areas and coverage. For one table for tenants insurance and different table for house insurance. So we have a tenant insurance and a homeowner insurance. So there we go. Notes. The tables that we use in class show the premiums for a person who selects $500 deductible. So everything, all the numbers there are for $500 deductible. If a person would like a lower deductible, it will cost them more. The table shows that that any person can pay more to have a $200 deductible. It costs 10% more than the premium for a $500 deductible. And then the key thing, another thing, they just implemented this a few years ago. And before, there wasn't any PST on insurance. There wasn't. But then, I think years ago they started adding that in. So now we have to pay PST. It used to be 8% PST. Now, because the government has changed, right? They lowered the PST now to 7%. So we got a little bit of a savings. So here. So we're going to be flipping back and forth in here. So we'll figure that out right away. Okay, it says here, Joan rents an apartment and looking to purchase $65,000 worth of standard insurance coverage with $500 deductible. Calculate her annual tenant's insurance premium. So what are the key things in here? Let's see. What are the things? Rents. So that tells us we're going to be looking at the renter or tenant insurance. Okay. And it says here $65 worth of stuff. So this is the amount that we're going to insure for, $65,000 coverage. Amount of coverage. What else do we have to take a look at?
The
Standard insurance. So we're going to take a look at standard insurance. And then another thing that factors in is a $500 deductible. Okay. So first, let's go switch to insurance. Okay. So this is what we're going to be looking at. Tenant insurance. Okay. So now that we have this is for $500 deductible, so we got that. Okay, so this is on page 19. What else do they have? Standard insurance, $65,000. So where's $65,000? $65,000 amount of coverage, and standard would be $315. Is everybody okay? So putting those in a factor, right? So everybody got $315 worth of insurance annually for the whole year. Okay, so this is gonna be look at tenants insurance. So we're gonna look at, and we found it's $315. Okay. So now, because we have found $315 for that, that was not so bad, right? It's just basically figuring out what factors that we have to consider to get that amount.
But you have to time it by PST.
Yeah, now we're gonna times it by the PST, or include the PST. So yesterday, I'm gonna show you two different ways to do this: shortcut and long way. Okay, so here's the long way. We're gonna go PST. How much is a PST? 7%, right? So 7%, which is 0.07. Is everybody okay with that first? 0.07 times 315. So the PST there is, okay, so go ahead and calculate that.
Yeah, I thought is 8.
They changed it this year. It's now 7%.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they just changed it July
I think it was
1st.
Spring or July 1st.
July
sounds right,
1st, yeah. So now it's 7%. Now we're used to 8%, right? But now, here, where does it say that? Oh, here. It was on the same page. Yeah, 7%. Yeah, okay. Good, like, so 2205 is what I got. Okay, so that's just the PST. Well, how much did this person pay altogether? So the amount of insurance premium is equal to 315 plus 2205. That's equal to 337.05 and 5 cents. Okay, so this not the shortcut, the long way. You figure out the PST first and then add it in. Okay. What's the shortcut? Here's a shortcut.
Times it by 1.07.
Yeah, times it by 1.07. So other way to include the PST, which is 7%. I'm gonna put that 7%. Yeah.
I just have a question.
For sure.
So, if a question asks you to calculate their annual tenants insurance premium, will that always include tax? Like you'll want to add tax to that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We always have to add tax.
Okay.
Correct. Good. So we go here, $315 times 1.07. Can you see here? The 0.7, that's a 7%. That's that one. And then you, instead of a 0, it's 1.07. So let's calculate that. So go ahead and calculate that piece and we should get the same answer. $337.05. So two different ways. If you like to do the PST separately, go ahead, do that one. If that's what's more comfortable for you, if that makes more sense to you, go ahead. If you like this one, go ahead too. This is another way. Okay. Who likes this one here, like calculating it separately? One person, two people, yeah. That's okay. Do what makes sense to you. Okay. Example 6. Jinwoo is renting a large apartment. His insurance broker helps him determine that he requires $90,000 in tenants insurance. Jinwoo chooses comprehensive insurance and has a $200 deductible. Calculate Jinwoo's annual premium, annual insurance. Okay, so what are the things that we have to consider here? Angel, what do you think is the one thing that we have to consider? Oh, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Sometimes that's how I remember names. Yeah. What are the things we have to consider? Sorry, I didn't want to embarrass anybody.
The coverage amount.
Coverage amount, yeah, so we have coverage amount that we have to think about, we have to consider coverage amount. Yeah, coverage amount, what else?
Comprehensive.
And yeah, and then the type is called comprehensive coverage. Anything else?
$200
$200 deductible, okay. Anything else? I'm not looking at you.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna, not right, yeah, I'll give other people.
Yeah, no, that's
Some
fine.
chance, yeah, yeah.
The fact it's tenants insurance,
The fact that it's a tenant insurance, and how do you know it's tenant?
it says apartment.
Apartment and rent, yeah, renting, right? Because tenant is renting, yeah, right. Yeah, because like you don't, well, I guess you own an apartment, right? But people can still own them. Okay, good. So these are the things that we have to consider. So flip through. Let's flip. So which one do we need to use? We need to use the tenant insurance. Right there. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to get how much? 90. Okay, I see a problem here. We don't have a 90. We don't have a 90, right? So, but it says here, we only go up to 75,000, and then it says here, each additional $1,000, we're gonna pay $450 per thousand, or $550 per thousand, depending on which one it is. Okay, so that's an issue. So what we're gonna do is what do we do? We're gonna have up coverage up to $75,000, right? Because that's how far our table goes. And then what else? Plus the extra. How much is the extra that we need to buy?
So you minus 90 from
Yeah.
75 from 90?
90,000 minus 75, which is 15,000. So plus these are extra coverage. Right? So we got 75,000 and then the 15,000, that makes up the whole 90. Okay? So what are we gonna do? What else? This is a loaded question. Like example 5 was not so bad, and I was like all of a sudden have all these things to do. Okay. So we said $90,000 coverage. We got that, right? I'm gonna flip back in here. Comprehensive. So we're looking at comprehensive. So up to 75,000, the comprehensive insurance would cost us $454. Is everybody okay with that? So up to 75,000, the insurance for comprehensive is $454. Yes? You okay? So we're gonna put 400. This is gonna cost $454. And then what happens here? We need to buy extra coverage of 15,000. So how can we do that? Told you we're flipping back and forth. Each additional would be $550 per thousand. $550 per thousand, it's going to be 15,000 divided by 1,000 times 550 for extra coverage. Okay. So how much would this be?
8250.
Yeah. $82.50. Dollars. Okay. So, what do we do next? So we did the rental, the tenancy insurance. We did the 90,000 coverage, but we have to break it up, right? It has to be broken up. So these two adds to 90,000. Is everybody clear on this one? We gotta break it up because our table doesn't go up to 90. So this is how much it would cost for 75,000, and this is how much it would cost for the extra $15,000 coverage. Okay, so how much is that all together? It's going to be $454 plus $82.50. $536.50. Okay. Now, you got two choices in here. You do PST so with PST, I'll do it in two different ways.
I just have a question, sorry.
For sure, yeah.
So it says the deductible is $200, so are we supposed to multiply it by 10?
Yeah, we will have to do that
Okay,
as
but
well.
you
Yeah.
do the PST first?
I guess you could do either or, like you could do the 10% first and then the PST. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, we could do the 10% more first. Yeah, we'll do that. With 10% more due to $200 deductible. Okay, so 10% more. How can we do 10% more? $536.50 times 10% more. Well, how do we do 10%? 10 divided by 100, right? So instead of 10 divided by 100, instead of 0.1, we're going to add the 1 in front of that, so 1.10. This is the shortcut piece. So you got the 10%, which is the 0.10, and then the 1, that includes this amount already. So 536.50 times 1.10 is $590.15. And then from there, we add the PST with 7% PST. So you go 590 and 15 cents times 1.07. $631.46. Okay. So this is the 10%, $5.90 and 15 cents. Now times it by 1.07 to include the PST. It's going to be $631.46 because we need to round it off to 2 decimal places. Is that okay? Good? So far so good? You okay? Any questions there? No? You good? Okay. Now, example 6 and example 7 are home insurance when you have when you purchase a home. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause on this one for now. We're going to do that as part 3.
Go for example 3.
Go back to example 3.
Yes,
Okay.
left side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got 40,000, but when I go back to the table, I couldn't get it.
Oh, 40,000. Okay, I see, I see. What you meant, like this 40,000?
Yeah.
This 40,000, okay. This one here, you really don't need to go to the table because the only thing that they gave us is $40,000 worth of stuff that they need to insure. That's the coverage amount. Coverage amount. And that's the only thing that we have.
For the apartment, right?
Yeah, yeah, for his apartment. So the question there is like, it's not how much the insurance is, but what would happen if something, if there was a damage in the property, and then after the deductible is given, how much would the insurance will cover? Yeah. So there's no, yeah, you don't have to go very far with that one. Yep. Oh, 49,800 right here?
Yeah, like,
Yeah. So this one would be, the damage was 50,000.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the person will have to pay the deductible of $200. So it's going to be 50,000 minus 200. Okay. Another way of looking at that is this. So this is the claim. Claim. The claim is, how much did they say? $6,000. We'll do this 50,000. The claim is $50,000. So there was like a claim, that means there was a damage of $50,000 worth. So who covers the $50,000 worth so that everything is fixed, right? So part of that is the owner of the house, and then part of that would be the insurance. So who covers the 50,000? Well, part owner, part insurance. So if the deductible is $200 in here, and then this one would be $49,800. And if we add those two together, we'll give you that one.
You're on example 3B, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says like if a fire does $50,000 worth of damage, but he only has $40,000 worth of coverage. So wouldn't they only be paying him like less than, like they'd be paying him
Oh, okay, sorry.
39.
I'm looking at, sorry. Yeah, thank you for that. Because I forgot that.
I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah,
I just looked
yeah.
back at it now.
Yeah, sorry. When I did the letter B, I totally forgot about that part, that this is actually not separate from that question. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Because I totally forgot that this part here, he only has coverage for $40,000. Oh, so what happens is that if he has $40,000 coverage, $50,000 worth of damage, then that would make it $39,500.
Or, oh yeah.
39, yeah, thank you. And then this one would be 39,800. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because let's say, yeah, how would that even be possible? When we think about it, how is it possible that it's 50,000 worth of damage? Maybe when this person got an insurance, his stuff is only worth 40,000, and maybe later on he accumulated more stuff, and that when his house burned or whatever apartment burned, now there's more stuff that got ruined. Yeah. Good. That's a good point. Thank you. So now going back to this, and this one would be just 39,800. Because the claim is 50,000, but there's only coverage only for 40,000. Okay, going back to that. Is that good? I think I'm gonna pause here. Tomorrow we will do exam 6, but I also want to give a little bit of time for us to work on 4, 5, and 6. So these questions, 4, 5, and 6, let's get started on that. These are all tenants. Okay, so renting, tenant insurance. Okay. Tomorrow we should be able to cover the rest because it's a home insurance.
So you only want us to do 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, just work on the 4, 5, and 6
Okay.
for now. Yeah, we can get. Yeah.